Thank you. Alright, alright, alright. I am precisely a minute late. That is awesome. If you're gonna be late, at least be consistently late, right? That's the idea. How is everyone doing today? How are we feeling on this, well, for at least here in the Netherlands, a beautiful Saturday afternoon? I hope you're all doing well. Ooh, let's see which game is free on the Epic Store today, or this week even. What is it? There is Borderlands 3, yeah. Oh shit. Very cool. Oh, Binding of Isaac is on sale for 50% off. Awesome. I am definitely going to claim Borderlands 3. You know, always good to claim stuff. Please do not claim it a trailer. Because that is free games for no money, so that's pretty cool. Hey Jago, how you doing? I am indeed the goodest of boys. There is no one who can say otherwise. Yeah, if you don't have it yet, or if you missed it just now, Borderlands 3 is completely for free on the Epic Games Store at the moment. And when you do claim it, you also get a 25% coupon for that you can use further on in the store. I'm not sponsored. I'm not affiliated, as you all know, but I'm just saying it again. So there you go. In case you didn't know that, it's for free now. All right. So let's have a look-see at the marketplace, because that's always where we start every stream. Just having a look at new things that might be out there, right? Because that's always what you want to do. You want to stay up to date on everything. Hey Matt, hey, I started gaming. I started using UE4, but it was quite difficult to learn, so now I'm using Unity. Yeah, no, that seems entirely fair, to be honest. Unreal Engine does have an incredibly high learning curve. That is true, and that's known, and I believe the people at Epic also are very much aware of this. Which, actually, I know you're learning Unity now, that's totally great. Keep at it, really, really great. But if you are looking in the future to get back into Unreal, I have a cool resource for you. Actually, I have two cool resources for you. Let me have a look-see. Let me actually switch the screen so you guys can see. Here we go. So there's the Unreal Learning Hub, which that's not actually what it's called, but that's the only way I remember how to get there. The Learning Library, right? So if you do feel like at some point getting back into Unreal Engine, I definitely recommend the Learning Library. They have essentially everything from guided tours into the engine in the first place, how to make your first game, but also for every feature they have essentially an entire learning path that you can follow. Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty cool. So I always recommend this, and then additionally what I recommend is on YouTube, which is here we go. Which is this guy. I always recommend this guy, especially if you're going into UE4. He has a playlist. Where is it? Where is it? Did he private it? No way. Did he remove it? Oh no, there it is. Okay, cool. Oh Jesus. There's the Let's Create playlist. There's also a second season, but it's only got 2 videos. I'd recommend getting into the Let's Create Season 1 if you're going into Unreal Engine 4. It's a really useful tutorial that really breaks down the basics and really helps you to get through that learning curve. So, yeah. But cool that you're using Unity. It's really, really dope. Yeah, and like Jago said, C# is definitely easy to get into, and Unity is still a great tool. Especially for 2D stuff, it's currently just the best out there. Unreal does, or Epic does not have a 2D kit. Well, they have Paper 2D, but it's not as user-friendly as Unity systems. This is looking very cool. I like the look of both of these, to be honest. Because both of them are also pretty cheap. And it's looking pretty interesting. These are all very smoky effects, though. So this has its very specific use cases. I'd imagine. All particle effects are 2D. Okay. Okay, this is cool. For $11, that's a lot of different effects to get. Just to go back real quick. What game am I making? I'll show you in just a moment. Because it is a 3D platformer. Oh my god, can I go back, please? It's a 3D platformer where you have to remember how the path goes, how the level goes, and you have to keep retrying until you make it to the end, essentially. But this stylized pack is looking incredible. I'm wondering if you get everything, because this wind effect is basically everywhere now. But this is looking mighty consistent. Kind of has a more detailed Nintendo style going on. Kind of like that. Kind of looks nice. Has something pleasing on the eye. Yeah, and with the water shader and everything. Looks pretty cool. Let me see. What does it have? This is a PBR cartoon environment asset package. Contains cartoon plants, rocks, hand-painted textures, cartoon Niagara effects. All images are actual screenshot without post-beautification. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. Okay. Now this is pretty cool. Is this, Oh yeah, it even supports Unreal Engine 5. That's pretty cool. And it's currently half off. I don't have any use for this pack right now, but I am going to save it, because this looks like pretty much like an all-purpose pack, right? Like, you can use this for basically anything. So that's really cool. Alright, let's quickly browse through the UE5 section, just to quickly see if there's anything interesting in here. Let's see. Blending backwards gave me a great idea for some sounds I want to use. Nice, nice. Yeah, it's great when you see certain things, whether it's be like actually like in a game of context or just outside of it. It's always really great to see something that you go like, oh, that'd be so cool for my own game, or something that I'm making. I love to get such inspiration. It's really cool. It's really nice. Doesn't seem to be too much. I mean, there's always new stuff added, right? But I'm not seeing anything where I'm like, you know, that is amazing. I mean, particle rings is cool, but this is relatively easy to set up yourself. It's definitely not, in my opinion, it's definitely not worth the 40 euros that it costs, right? Let's see, is there anything else in here? Slime voice pack. Awesome. Vegetable monsters. Very cool. No, okay, let's go one more page and then we'll start up the engine and we'll go through the things that we're doing today. Ambient video game music. There's a lot of this to get though. If you have something like well, there's a lot of free ones. If you browse on Reddit on r/game assets, there's a lot of sound and music packs that are being promoted there that are just entirely free to use for commercial games as well. So, you know, it's always just a question of, okay, how much better is this going to be in comparison to some of the free stuff that I can use? That's kind of the idea, right? So, yeah, there's interesting things, but nothing where I'm like, okay, that's really, really cool. Nothing that I'm going to call out as such, right? It was, besides the two things we already discussed today, I think everything's fine. So, oh, we have an update for one of the installed plugins. Yes, please. Not that I necessarily need Quixel Bridge for what we're doing, but it's always good to keep stuff up to date. Especially since it's not near release at the moment. If you're getting closer to release, then it's always a good idea to just keep a lock on the version of the engine you're using. Because the last thing you want is to be close to release, upgrade a plugin or your engine or something, and then stuff breaking because you upgraded, right? That'd be a real shame. So when you're really close to release, I always recommend stick to a version and just, you know, release on that. And then in the future, you can always, like after release, you can always upgrade and then fix problems, right? That's always a thing you could do. Right, this will clean up in the background. So in the meantime, we're gonna... bollocks, I should just double-clicked the executable, but oh well. We're here now. We're waiting for the engine to start up. So how's everyone doing today? It's the weekend, and that means it's time to rest, hopefully. I hope people are getting enough time to rest. That'd be good. Alright, because today we're getting into some new things. Well, we're first going to add some little nice touches to the UI that we made last time. And then based on that, Right, there we go. Everything's loaded. I've been doing things during the weekend, but ended up playing Monster Train. I've not heard of Monster Train. What is it? I'm very curious to hear what that is. Monster Train. Oh, I've not seen this before. Oh, cool. It's like a deck building game. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can definitely see the Hearthstone influences, though. That's yeah, no, it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That seems like a cool game. Seems like something nice. It's a bit like Slay the Spire or deck builder. Yeah, yeah. No, that's really cool. That's really awesome. You know, like that's always the thing, right? You gotta find the balance between just doing fun stuff and doing other things, right? And I'd always recommend just once every so often, just, you know, when you feel like it, just have a bit of fun, right? It doesn't always have to be work and serious stuff, right? So, so last time we made sure, after a nice bug fixing session, we made sure that when the player reaches the flag, it shows them how fast they were, right? It also saves this into the save game object, right? It does all that. But then if we decided that we wanted to redo the level section, then it should tell us how much faster we are than our previous time, or how much slower, right? There needs to be some kind of comparison there. So it tells us that we were 5 seconds slower than last time. Now, if I do that again, right? If I do that again, and I just dash once, which officially hasn't been taught yet in this level, but then it shows that we're 43 milliseconds faster than our fastest time. Which, I'm surprised that it still works. Normally things break after you close down the engine, but excellent, it still works. I was going to go for a stylistic theme for my game, but I came to the conclusion that the context of my game wouldn't really suit a stylized environment, in your opinion. Can you explain me a little more about the game you're making? I'd love to hear everything about it. And then, you know, and then if you have any questions, then we can go through them. But now what we want to do with this UI is we want to make sure that when we're faster, the text turns green. When we're slower, the text turns red. And there's a few ways to do that. Well, I suppose there's a few ways to do that, but the only way that I know how to do it is by diving into our UI blueprint over here, and then essentially going into the graph. Actually, no, sorry. We need to go into the text block, and we need to bind color and opacity. We need to create a binding for it, and we need to give it a few things, because when messing with these settings, you have to know a few things, because the return value has a few different variables in there, right? It has the color, and it has how to use a certain color. And what the exact difference between these two things, I'm not entirely sure, but I always just keep it on specified color. And so what we have to do, we have to make sure that when let's see, here we go. If we grab the game instance, and from that's the game mode ref, this one, and then we get the variable called get first attempt, we know that if this variable is true, if this boolean is true, it means it's the very first time that the player is trying this level section, right? So we know that at that point, and I can even do this a little easier, I could just select a color here and say, all right, let's make sure the text is white when it's the first time. However, if it's false, we need to check, and I just need to double check real quick. Can I? No. Just need to check real quick something in the game mode, just to check what the setup was again. Right, it is. Yeah, there's another boolean. Okay, so all we need to do now is add another if, another branch. Grab from this the faster boolean, like that, and then from there we can essentially decide if we are faster, right? We're going to add a new return node. Oops, return node, and we'll add another one. We need to make sure that we break this open so we can access the color, like so. and then a little bit. Make slate color. There we go. And then when it's false, so when we're slower, we have a different color. So when we're slower, we want the color to be red, right? We want it to be somewhere in the reds. And I'm just having a look, see, make sure it clashes enough with the background, but make sure that it's not like super annoying. And this one goes into green, so let's see, what's the kind of green we want to go for? Something like that, something a little soft. So now what's going to happen, and I say this with a little bit of doubt, because it might not exactly happen. Let's see, Matt, you're saying, yeah, so I'm making a first-person walking simulator type game about mental health. I knew a girl who had to live with schizophrenia, and it was very hard for her, and I want to tell her story. Mental health isn't really represented enough in games. Games can do a lot more than any other medium, in my opinion. Yeah, I definitely agree, and kudos to you that you're putting a lot of time and effort into that. That's really, really admirable. Mental health is a problem that needs more representation. So really cool to hear about that. Yeah, best of luck with your project. That sounds really, really awesome. That sounds really cool. Right, so the first time that we are gonna set a time, it's gonna be white, right, like expected. Now, 492, I believe, was the time we set. So now if we wait a little bit, there we go, past 492, it turns red, and it's actually pretty nice red. I'm surprised I was able to pick it just like that, but that's a pretty nice red. I kind of like that red. It's very cool. But now if we retry, and we make sure we dash once to be even faster, it shows up as green. That's also a really nice green. I'm surprised that's such a nice green. I thought it was going to look really weird. I'm really happy with that green. So there you go. So that's a nice little touch I wanted to add. Because now every time that the player... Oh, what's going on with the UI? Oh no. There is a bug of sorts. So in section times, right now the only number that should be going up is for section 2. But for some reason, it is doing it for everything. Oh, I love bugs. I think I know where it happens, though. I think because we had a whole battle about this last time, and it's happening inside. Oh, let me just delete these old code blocks. We don't need those anymore. There we go. So we know. Oh God, I remember this now. Okay, so let's go through the motions that I just did. Right, I started the level. I finished the section. More extreme. Is the learning curve higher for UE5 than Unity, or is it mostly because it's C++? So in general, the learning curve for Unreal Engine is higher than that of Unity's. A part of that is also because there are a lot of beginner resources for Unity. Like there are really like a ton of them. Like YouTube is super saturated with them. However, and I'm saying this from a slightly biased position, of course, because I've been using Unreal for the past 6 years now. The potential results that you can get from Unreal are significantly greater in quality than that of Unity. So there is that. But if you want to get into Unreal, like I said recently, or just at the start of the stream, Unreal Learning Hub, it's not what it's called, but that's what I refer to it as. So there's the Epic Games Dev Community Learning Library, where they have all kinds of talks and demos about just a general guided tour. They have your first hour in Unreal Engine, and these are all made by Epic Games, right? Tend to get into Unreal, but in general, just learning a bit about game engine and Unity is free, easy to start with. Yes, that is true. Unreal Engine is also entirely free, and they only start taking money after you have earned more than $1 million on one product. So, and for most of us, that is pretty far away. So, you know, it's basically free. Yeah, this site's really cool. Not only because it has tutorials from Epic Games themselves, and I must say their lecturers are amazing. They also have, and I just need to get into the library for that. Oops, and I need to go into tutorials. They also have community-made tutorials, right? So, and at first this was just people uploading their YouTube tutorials to here, but now you've started to actually see a lot of cool things. So, for example, this guide to virtual texture for noobs is really excellent. It's really, really cool. And it's just made by someone who has extensive knowledge about Unreal Engine. And so personally, this is such a go-to site for me. This is awesome. This is really, really cool. Additionally, Morax for you. I'm not sure how much coding experience you have. I need to like have these links on like a button somewhere because I keep visiting these. I would highly recommend the Let's Create Season 1 playlist by Matthew Pillai. He is incredible in terms of teaching. This is a Unreal 4 series, and so is the second season. Because they're a little older, they're like 2 or 3 years old now, but they are still amazing in case you want to get into Unreal Engine. Yeah, I definitely recommend this. I also see that I'm not subscribed to this channel, so I'm going to do that. But yeah, those 2 resources, 100% recommend. If you want to get into Unreal, that's the place to be, in my opinion. Let me just catch up on chat. Visual scripting is very good also for people who are bad at coding. I was never any good at learning languages ever, and I'm more of a storyteller and environmental artist. Hey Morex, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Yeah, Matt. So visual scripting for me, because I sucked at this so much. I still do to some degree. But I sucked at this so badly, and every time I tried to load up Visual Studio to get into coding, it was so hard for me to grasp the concept of how the code executed, why certain things were the word they are, how object-oriented programming worked. So I had no idea, and I was super bad at it until at some point I sat myself down and I loaded up the channel of Matthew Pillai. I found him by just googling blueprint tutorials, and there it was, and through his tutorials I managed to learn a lot of the basics about how stuff worked and really like the click happened of the logic behind a code. And then from there it's just been practice. I've been doing that for 5 years now, and some of it has been on and off because obviously you know, I don't always have the time because of my job, so you know, there have been on and off moments, but overall it's been a long journey, but it's been such a nice journey to go through. It's been really, really awesome. So to get back to the bug, yeah, the train station demo they did, even though it wasn't an official Epic Games one, but it was very cool. It was really, really awesome. Even though I saw lots of people refer to it wrong, and it was like super annoying, especially like in the more like bigger media, right? The ones that wouldn't necessarily have as much of a grasp on what game development's like. They were saying things like, "Oh, this shit is like in VR," and I'm like, "No, it's not." Like if we could make that shit in VR, that'd be awesome. That'd be really cool. But it's not. They only used a VR tracking system for their camera that they were holding with their phone, where they filmed the train station they were at, and then they recreated that in Unreal Engine. But they basically transposed the data coming from the camera in terms of position and rotation and stuff like that, and they transpose it onto the Unreal camera, which is still an impressive feat, but it's not in VR. I saw that and I was like, yes, good old misunderstanding, am I right? Yeah, so it's a thing that that got kind of changed over time. Right, so what I did, right? I completed the level section, which means the timer is paused, which means we set the visibility of the end of level section screen, which is all fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And then this part happens. We essentially check if we have completed the level section we're in, right? If there's a time already saved for it, and if there is not, then it'll, yeah, if there's not, it'll break the for loop, right? It'll stop it from happening. It'll stop it right there and then, and it'll then basically say, okay, you know, which level section are we in, and make sure to add that time to that place in the array, right? Which is all fine. Everything's fine there. And then based on that, we execute the same function, but with a different numerical ID to make sure we communicate which level section we're in. Which is happening where? What is happening here? Right. But for some reason, even though I retried a level section, we're gonna have to debug this a bit further. We're gonna have to let's just quickly see what happens when we current level section. Where is that set? Where is this variable set? Let's find the references. Oh, we're only ever getting it. We're never setting it. Huh. Oh, no, actually, yeah, we are setting it just in a different way. But we're only doing this on confirming. Aha. But that should be fine. Because only when we confirm a level section are we saying, okay, we're continuing on to the next one. Default value is 1, so all of that is okay. So what actually happens here? What do we do inside of this blueprint, which is essentially our blueprint for confirming or retrying a level section? When we say retry, which events do we call? Aha. Oh no. Nope, that should all be fine. Reset timer and confirm level time. Timer validation function. So we're doing this again. And then we call the animations. Huh. Let's just try it again. Let's see if the bug repros itself or not. So we set a first time, we reset. It still does it okay. So we're slower, okay. So everything up until here seems to be working fine. Oh, I'm only 1 millisecond slower, damn. I just want to see what happens when I go faster, because then it calls for a different... Okay, and then if I retry again... Okay, so everything to do with retrying seems to be working fine, because it still calls for the same level section. So there's no problem there. If I confirm this, though... It's still fine? What? What if I reset? Oh no, it's not fine. No, because it's saying section 1 instead of section 2. Aha! So something's gone wrong here. So it is as soon as I reach section 2. Oh, it never even upgrades. Okay, so when I confirm the level section, right? So if I move on, it checks whether it's the player, that's all fine. It sets the visibility of the end of level section screen, which is also fine. Then it resets the timer. Okay, let's see what that happens. Which is here, yeah, the timer just gets reset. That's not a problem. That is all fine. There's nothing wrong with resetting the timer. And then we confirm the level section. Okay. Where we say, alright. Yeah, so something's going wrong here. But it's also because my terminology used is pretty bad. This section's pretty bad. Like, I'm saying section not completed, and then I'm essentially saying, okay, it succeeds on a false, which is pretty stupid. That's pretty dumb. I need this to essentially say, okay, yeah, I essentially need to check. Oh, I understand why I did it now. I suppose section not completed is fine. Yeah, because then when it's false, it's saying I have completed it. And then, yeah, it should increase. And the rest is animation, so it can't go wrong there. Let's just see what comes out of here. Let's see if it ever hits this. Section 1 completed. Right, let's see what the console spits out when we do that. Okay. Okay. So it says section 1 completed. Okay, so what does it say when we... Oh, hold on. I think the idea is starting to dawn on me why this is going wrong. So if I now reset and then try again, I set the time. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So what's going wrong is something when I hit the reset button, it no longer says, okay, you have completed this section. So something happens there. And I think it has to do with the remove last set time thing. Yeah. Yeah, and I know what it is. Oh no, shit. I need this to be like this, I believe. Because right now it was essentially saying, okay, there's no item I need to remove, so I'm not going to, which meant that it would automatically go into section 2, right? I think this is the case, but this is a guess, so this might be entirely wrong. Let's see. So we set a time, we remove that time, and then we are going to set it again. Or faster, cool. Oh no, that still doesn't do it. So what happens if I then were to get a copy of it, break it into its own variables, and then print string it, and append everything together? This is just dirty. I'm not intending on keeping this, so I'm just doing it dirty for the moment. Cool. What happens then? What does it show us? So this is 449. Okay, so it does get removed from the array because it showed us it's getting 0, right? But then somehow it still moves on. So the array is empty. There's nothing wrong with that. Or at least the array index is empty. So why does it still move on to this one? That is strange. Actually, why did I do that? I just need to keep that for now. So after I retry, checks if it's the player. If it is, it'll set the visibility. And then it'll say manual reset. This is the only anomaly here. It disables the player's input. It hides all the platforms. That's all fine. It says the location of the main character again. Then it does a timer reset, which is the one we know. Okay. Then it delays. Pretty bad that I've got a hard-coded delay there, but okay. And then it enables the input again. And it reset timer start due once. Okay, I know what this happens. And that all seems to work as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Remove lost set time, which is this thing. And then reset the timer on confirm level time, which is what it does there. For the sake of just testing if the order of these two is going wrong, I'm going to quickly switch them around and make sure this has the right target. Because of the manual delay that's in the last one. So just that. But then for some reason, after it has reset everything, it still decides that this now all of a sudden returns true, or returns false. Section 2 completed. So this is a bug that I've been dealing with for a few weeks now already, and I never knew where it came from. I could never figure it out, but I feel like we're getting really close. I feel there's something here. Or at least this is the area we have pinpointed it to. Okay. So now let's check what happens. So we set a time. Okay, then it gets reset. Okay, we set a time. So it says section 2 completed. But why does it say that? Because there is nothing in there is nothing in here though. Let's print string it, because that'll be the only way to find out what is in here. Because, oh, we might be dealing with a decimal issue, where it's basically saying that there is something in there because of a tiny, tiny, tiny variance that appeared, because floats can be annoying in that way. Let's see if that's the case. Okay, so we reset. Cool, has everywhere zeros. Now, when we go in here, so it's saying there is something in there. Yet, what happens when I... So if I set a time, then it says section 1 completed. So something happens where resetting somehow triggers the game to think that we're already in section 2. I reset, and I then say, okay, I'm gonna confirm. And it shows zeros inside of the first entry, And it shows 5 seconds in the second index. I am confused, to say the least. Is there something really obvious that I'm missing? Is my way of removing the last set time just broken? Where does this get called again? Oh, right in here. This is very confusing. Because when we reset... Well, hold on. When we confirm... Well, when we finish this... When we reach the flag... based on the current level section, it'll essentially say, okay, fastest time for level section 1. Find the level in question, go through the save game, check which one matches with the level section we're in right now. In that one, make sure to save the index, and then basically determine if it's the first attempt at this level section or not. If it is, go through the motion of adding our time to the save game. But all of this happens automatically. All of this happens when we reach the flag. Which is okay, because all this is taking part in the save game. Okay, so all of that's fine. And then it saves that. That in here it decides, nah. We are going to check stuff. We are going to say that we have in fact I need to find a better way of doing this part, because this part is just... It's broken. This is the part where it goes wrong. This is it. This is the part. Yeah. But all this matters a lot, because inside of our UI, whoops, inside of our UI, we have a lot of stuff relying on that. Look, The only thing I can imagine is there's something wrong with this. That's the only thing I can imagine. Where does this get set? Can I find references? I should call this index, because else it is a little confusing. And what is this newly added time index after we have reset it once? This might be it. This might be the thing that we're actually running into. I pray to God. Okay, so it's 0. Okay. And now it's 1. Oh, because I'm a fucking idiot. Oh, I just figured it out. Okay, so the reason why this is going wrong is because I am saying here to set index 0 to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, which means that index 0 still exists. It's not gone. It just has the values of 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? Which means that the next time that it will go through this loop, it'll essentially say, oh, you know what? Index 0 is already taken. There's already data in there. So let's move on to index number 1. And then at that point, I set this value, and it says, okay, this is the thing we're in. Yeah, this variable gets set the wrong way, essentially. Well, it gets informed the wrong way. Which means what I need to do is, yes. Okay, alright. So what I need to do here, instead of set array element, I need to say remove. Remove index? Remove item at the given index from the array. Remove all instances of item from array. Yeah, no. Remove index. Now I believe I should have, by the way, left the... I should have left the print string here, just to double check whether this is right or not. Alright, so now if I were to play the game, go through the motions of resetting my time, there we go. It says 0. Okay, then top left might be hard to see on stream, but on the top left, my print strings get outputted, and now it still says 0. So now we say section 1 completed, and now if I go through the motions again, it'll say 1, and if I reset into section 2, right? So we're still in section 2. It'll still say 1. Yeah, there we go. Fixed it. Bug resolved. Yeah, okay, yeah. I got scared from when it outputted 2 lines. I was like, wait, what? That's not supposed to be the case. But it is. Because I have 4 print strings, so that makes sense. Still 2, awesome. It does now do the animation on all of them, but that is such a tiny minor bug. I can't be asked to fix that. And then I go reset, and I'm like, okay. And then I set it. There we go. Awesome. Works like a charm. Perfect. Okay. We fixed it. This can be closed. These print string can be taken away. These print strings can be taken away. This is still a pretty bad system, mainly because it runs through all of these functions regardless of which level section we're in. And I can actually fix that by simply applying the same system here. Which should make it a little better. Which means that at the very minimum we're not running through all of them. Oh, but maybe we should be. Okay, let's stop over-engineering this thing, and let's just keep it in a functioning state. Don't want to break it again, right? That's, hey, Skirp, how you doing? Hope you're doing well today. You've come at the perfect moment, because we just fixed a bug that was breaking my brain. And so now that's resolved, so that means that we can stop. No, it's not true. Alright, so, with that fixed, that means we need to open up Asana. That is important. We have to open it up. Because now we can do something super satisfying. Or at least I find that super satisfying as a producer. I can go into my end of level section UI element. And I can basically say, mark complete. Yeah, get that out of here. And then the UI timer player death bug, which is the one that I thought was a death bug, but is totally not a death bug, is actual cause caused by incorrectly set newly added time index variable when the player resets their section attempt. Yes, and then I can add the actual fix, implemented fix, and it's just me working on this project, but it's just to keep a track of stuff. Make sure there's a paper trail, right? Implemented fix, make sure the entire index of level times array is removed rather than set to 0. Cool. But that also means that now we can say it's fixed. Yay, we've got a little seal unicorn thing. Awesome. All right. Okay. Then one of the things we have to do, which I've promised we will do today, is some level design. And so we'll do two things. Oh, I see someone promoting bad shit. Let me get you out of here, sir. There we go. And you're gone. Okay, awesome. And also remove the message. Oh, I can't do that from here. I need to do that from Twitch. Mod tools in Twitch is annoying. There we go. Off it goes. Cool. Awesome. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to get into some level design. Right, which means that we're going to do two things. We're gonna make level 1 6, right? World 1 level 6. We're going to make that, or at least the first version of it. And then we're also going to update some of our other levels. And for that, I can share with you my main source of not losing my mind when designing levels, which is, I'm just grabbing it, level design, world 1 level design matrix. Here we go. All right, so I have a sheet, a big old sheet, and I work in sheets because I'm a producer and sheets are my lifeblood. It's the only way I can make data insightful for myself. So I have a sheet in which we have a ton of different mechanics for our levels. Most of these are not functional. I think the ones that are functional at the moment, if I just mark those in green, these ones I have. I have stationary spikes. I have the cannon working. I have the gap jumps. And I think that is it. I'm just missing the falling platform out of this list, but for now, this is okay. So these are the ones that are currently functional, right? These are the ones that are implemented. If I go into my world overview, I have made an overview to check how my difficulty progresses from level 1 to level 10. And so what I like to do, and this is something that I highly recommend, what I like to do is to take all my levels and put them along the x-axis, right? To indicate how long I would like levels to be, give or take, right? How long I'd like players to take to complete a level, because it gives me a nice idea of what the average completion time for a world is going to be. And I'm expecting this to be a lot higher than how long I would take, because obviously I'm a developer, so it's a little easier for me. I know all the little shortcuts and stuff. But I essentially like to go through this stuff, and I like to just check which mechanics I'm introducing when. So in level 1, the only thing I'm introducing is jumping, nothing else, right? Because it's the very first level, it's the very first thing players will play, so I'm just introducing them to jumping. That's the only thing I've got there. In level 2, there's jumping, and there's platforms that will move sideways, right? In level 3, same thing, just we're going to make a mental note to say that level 3 is going to be a little bit harder than level 2, but we're going to keep the same amount of mechanics, right? So the first level, the level 1.2, is an introduction to jumping combined with sideways moving platforms, and level 3 is a mastery of those two mechanics together, right? Then level 1.4 has platforms that move sideways and platforms that move vertically, right? So up and down, as well as jumping, right? Jumping stays there as well. Then level 5, that is where we introduce dashing on top of the jumping, and we still have the mastery for sideways platforms and vertical platforms. Then level 6, we add another one, which is falling phase platforms. That's the one actually I was missing, yeah. Level 7 as well, but again, it's mastery. Level 8, we add electricity platforms. Level 9, we master those. And in level 10, we add stationary spikes. And so in that way, I can very nicely see the difficulty curve that we're going to go through, that we're aiming for. And of course, this needs to be supported by actual data of people playing, but for now, this is well-intentioned and the best we're going to get. Then additionally, what I've done is I've said, okay, which levels have bonus areas, and which levels have a split path, and which levels have a certain number of secrets. So I'm tracking all of this stuff just to make a nice equal divide of where I'm putting things. And so all of that translates into my actual level designs. Now, originally, if I just remove these rows, this is the original, so this is the designs as they are in the engine at the moment. But I've decided, based on some feedback I got, I decided to add 2 extra sets of 9 tiles onto my levels to try and see if that would make it better or not, but I'm highly doubting that decision at the moment, because if I remember correctly, and I need to grab a different sheet for that, I got some feedback at some point. Where is my feedback sheet? Here it is. In my latest prototype, I got some feedback. Actually, I can't find the feedback anymore. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take these out because there's 2 reasons why I'm taking that out. I'm going to take these extra level sections out. And there's a few reasons for that. The first reason is because of scope. I'm already making 10 levels, which is already a ton, to keep them different from each other. And then I'm also hoping to do that in 3 or 4 worlds in total. Which means I am definitely, because right now I've got level 1 to 5, I've got that working and implemented. But that means that I'm definitely still making another 35 levels, right? So let's first try to do that. See if people then still think if what's it called? If the levels are too short at that point, or if the levels are perfect length and people are fine with it. Let's make sure we get some data on that before we actually make that decision. So we're gonna leave that out, and that means I just need to go in here and get all these out of here. Do people want some extra explanation about this sheet and about what some of the colors mean? Is that something people are interested in? Because if not, I'll just move on to the actual level design bit. That'd be fine by me. Okay. All right. Another question I have, a cave in my game, and I have no idea how to effectively light them. Do you have any tips? Yes, spotlights. I'll quickly show you. I have no idea how this works in Unity, but I know that they'll have a similar system. So, what you can do, if I just go into edit, right, so let's make sure we add this to the sidebar. So if you go into lights, now I want to believe that Unity has point lights. I want to believe that's the case. And essentially what point lights do, they just shine a light in a 360 direction around them. Okay, all right. So that is what they do, right? And there's a couple of different types of lights. It's a little hard to see, so let's move this guy over here so we can nicely see this. Right, and so if you were to have a cave, you can very nicely use point lights to create certain points of interest, right? To just generally light something. And, you know, there is some settings to be changed here, so in terms of color, you'd always go something a little bit warmer, you know, something like that, and maybe something a little darker like that. you know, because you want to make it a little more subtle. However, if you only have if you only have an entrance to a cave, right, and nothing else that can provide light, which at that point I would suggest also take a look at your environment art, make sure there's something out there that can give light. What you can do, you can either create a skylight, which will then make sure that the lights just casts into the cave, or you can use spotlights, which are more directional. All right, so instead of lighting everything around them, they'll just light whatever this area contains. I would like to say be careful with spotlights. They can get, in terms of performance, they can get very costly very quickly, especially if your attenuation radius is too high. Because ultimately, I don't need much more than 500. If I was lighting from the tree down onto the ground, then I could use my intensity to increase how strong my light is, but make sure that the game does not have to calculate any further than the 500 units that I've used here. Yeah, that's what I would recommend in terms of lighting caves and stuff like that. So there you go. I'm not entirely sure how that works in Unity, so that's just a heads up. But yeah, you've got a few different lights, and then, actually, if you want to get entirely crazy, if you want to get completely crazy, if we grab a spotlight real quick, there is something in here called an Ies Texture, right? Now, what that does, Philips Ies Textures. Actually, it's just files. I don't think they. Yeah, here we go. So basically, what this will allow, if I can just get to a proper website that allows you to. Oh, I don't want to select the plugin. Come on. Yeah, yes, library. We'll go there. It's fine. Right. So basically, what this allows, I keep closing the wrong tab. What this allows is for your light to take a certain shape, right? So you don't have to customize your lighting to such a degree that that it becomes really expensive in terms of performance. Instead, you can apply an Ies texture and get a very different look of your light based on the Ies texture. This works basically plug and play within Unreal, as far as I'm aware. But I'm not sure if Unity has a similar system. I'd assume so. I would assume so. But yeah, that's what I tend to use for lighting. Caves would benefit from light probes. These do dynamic lighting in addition to baked lighting. So, for example, carrying a torch into a cave would change the lighting according to the light passing through the light probes. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If that's a system of Unity, then by all means, I definitely recommend using that. So let's remove this spotlight. Make sure it's no longer there. Now, how can I best show this? Because we want to start making level 6. And for that, I'm just going to open this sheet again on the side. Because for that, we need to go into our world overview and we need to check what level 6 has to offer. So in level 6, we can make use of dashing. And we need to also make use of falling platforms. What is the legend key for falling platforms? It's the phase platform, so let's make sure that one has the green as well. Oops, let's, there we go. It's 3, okay. So, inside of level 6, let's remove the extra sections. Okay, so the first section is an introduction of falling platforms, the second section is familiarization, section 3 is the mechanic with a twist, and section 4 is the mechanic conclusion, which is like the final challenge that we're going through. So what I personally like to do, because I need to, let's make sure we keep this here, and let's make sure we actually, yeah, sure. Let's make sure we actually note the keys here, so that we can just use them. 2A/2B, and this is just 3. Okay, we have to use all of them. Well, we don't have to use all of them, but we can use all of them, essentially. We've taught them to the players. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a line here of falling platforms. Actually, I'm going to add it a bit sooner. And I'm going to keep the middle one free. No, let's do it like this. Here we go. Level design is very iterative, right? So you have to make a lot of changes very quickly. And all of this is currently on paper, because you don't want to spend too much time putting stuff in engine if it's not going to work. So we have 2 falling platforms here to just let the player know, hey, this is a new thing we're adding. Can I ask an unrelated question? Of course, Little Anchovy. Of course you can ask an unrelated question. Any question goes. So let me know. So then we have introduced the player, at least we've shown them once. Let's make sure they're forced to change path again over here, so they can kind of get that extra little warning of, okay, this is a new thing we're doing. And then we'll have a proper challenge where they'll have to... where they'll have to... How do we want to do this? We want to essentially give them their first proper challenge, for the chance where they can actually fail. Because you're first making sure that the player cannot fail, right? So you don't want to be too harsh on them. But then you want to make sure they can fail, so that you have kind of like a skill gate, which they need to pass through in order to continue. So at that point... let's add a double row of actually let's add a row of falling platforms and then a row of no platforms. Right? So players will have to jump. Let's see, I'm a junior mid-Unity mobile dev. I have very little network background and I want to make an open world 20-30 player based survival game. Should I continue with Unity or take time and learn UE from start, since UE offers better development? Oh yeah, sorry, the moderator bot gets a little confused from time to time. It's probably because of the lack of a space between game and should, so it sees the point as a link. I'll fix that at some point. I still need to fix the bot, I'm sorry. Good question. I'd recommend I'd recommend using Unreal, because it's more robust in its networking environment. But at the same time, you have a lot of experience within Unity. So it's a hard question to answer. Because on the one hand, you know how Unity works. You understand its workflow, you understand its UI, you know where you're going. You have like 3 years of experience, yeah. So you have that going for yourself, right? Where you don't have to figure out the engine all anew. So that'd be an argument to stick with Unity. However, I know that Unity has very limited, infrastructure for networking as a whole. It can be done, obviously it can be done, but it's not exactly intuitive. And you want to make a survival game. Yeah. I think I'd recommend Unreal. Because at the very minimum, besides the fact that I believe, client server based, besides the fact that I believe that there are some pretty good plugins that came out recently from AWS, I think, if I go into the marketplace and search AWS, I believe they released a bunch of shit recently, a bunch of free stuff as well, but I can't seem to find it at the moment. Oh yeah, the Aws Game Kit. So yeah, if you're looking to do client-server based stuff, this is excellent. It does a whole amount of the networking stuff already for you, So I definitely recommend using stuff like this, right? I wouldn't recommend trying to do everything yourself, because that's going to get really messy, probably, or take you a lot of time. Yeah, as soon as you're making your super, I will take your consideration. Do you have any courses? I don't have any courses. No, I am definitely not good enough to provide courses or anything like that. No, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Take it into consideration. See what works best for you. On the one hand, you have the amazing benefit of knowing how Unity looks. On the other hand, you have Unreal, which is just visually a lot cooler. And thank you very much for the follow. I really appreciate that. That's super cool of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so, you know, it's a question of, okay, am I going to stick with what I know, or am I going to go for something that'll have the chance of looking good, and also have a lot of possible plugins available. Thomas Pressure, Game Dev Unlocked have great courses, but they are for Unity. Right, yeah, so those are great resources to look into. I know CodeMonkey has some Unreal stuff, I think. Oh, shit. No, CodeMonkey, not CodeMoney. Or does he only do C#? He might only do he might only do Unity, to be honest. Yeah, I think he only does Unity. Yeah. I need to find out the cost to run the game service. Oh yeah, Jago, that's actually a very great point. Now I don't think, well, maybe AWS has a calculator for that where you can check how costly the running of the service is going to be. If you're not hosting stuff locally, right? If you're not wanting to set it up all locally, which I definitely wouldn't recommend, then I would highly recommend just going into AWS. Or equally, Azure Cloud has your back for that, or Google Cloud has your back for that as well. Those are all valid platforms. Oh, right there, you've already figured it out. All right, awesome. Yeah, networking is something I'm very much not familiar with. It's something I'm very actively working on at the moment, but it is something I'm not very familiar with. So my knowledge kind of stops here. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. Okay, so level design. We were doing level design. Right. So we have the first challenge, and then we want to keep that up, right? So we want to essentially say to the player, okay, let's see what your reaction skills are like. Let's add some extra falling platforms, you know, make them move. And let's do a little... Actually, no, we'll save that for later stuff. Let's implement it like this. This is pretty good. So now what I like to do, I like to go into the engine, and I like to go into my levels folder. I like to make a new folder called W1L6, like that. And then I just got to double check what my structure was like. Right, I have a persistent level and 4 streaming levels. It's been a while since I added these, but I have templates here, so I can copy these. Copy here. I can copy them to World 1 Level 6. I just need to change their names, so let's rename them to what are they actually? Okay, all right. Rename World 1 Level 6 Persistent. Right, that's the main level we're in. And then this one we rename as World 1. I believe we do an underscore level 6 section 1. Right, like that. Actually, I put streaming behind it, I think, as well. I think I add streaming like that behind it. Yes, I do. Awesome. Okay. All right. So then I just have to double check something. And now, luckily enough, yep, we can save that. Luckily enough, I have. So what I've done, I've essentially made a template level so that all of my volumes and everything are the same across every level. I don't have to redo them constantly, which is awesome. But I have to double check if I have updated some of these. Oh, come on. Nope. There we go. I want to select the kill zone, and the kill zone is located at minus 590. Now let me double check if that is the same in our other levels. Which is this? Nope. Can we? There we go. Aha, because this one's only at minus 300, so that means I have to go into this one And I have to set this up. Come on. Come on. There we go. I have set this up as minus 300, like that. There we go. Awesome. So that's nice and up. Yeah. Okay, cool. And I believe that equally this blocking volume also needs to go up, which is in here, and then into here, and then open up level 5 again. Oh no, the blocking volume still seems to be down there, but that might be because in level 1... Oh no, yeah, my blocking volume is definitely still down there. At minus 1800. So let's just double check if that's the case for our blocking volume here. Minus 1800, yes it is. Okay, awesome, perfect. Okay, now it's been a while since I set these up. So I believe what I have to do, I just have to double check that the... Oh yes, I need to make sure this is at unlit, so I can actually see stuff. So what I'm doing is I make sure that all of the level sections are their own little level, and they get loaded into and loaded out of memory when the player reaches certain coordinates, just to make sure that the load on the game isn't as high. Yeah, it's a basic level of optimization that I have only barely grasped. Right, this is the first time I'm doing any kind of like level type optimization. So, or at least that I'm doing it. You know, I've worked with people that have done it, but the first time that I'm doing it. Okay, so let's just do that. Let's get a nice top-down perspective going on. And let's give ourselves this. So let's put that on the right. I don't really want to squish that. Oh, actually, I'm going to have to, aren't I? Nice. Hyper compact Unreal Engine. Alright, awesome. Okay, so our first section, our first set of 3 tiles, this is kind of how I determine them. So our first section of 3 tiles has these 2 replaced with, and I need to double check, blueprints, platforms, phase platform. So now if I right click them, I can replace them with phase platform. And now all of this has a few values already attached to it, but all of that should be fine. They look identical, so that's why I have the top-down view, so I can match it up to what I'm seeing on the screen. Then in the tile of 3s after that, so 1, 2, 3, we have them on the right. So that means I can do replace with phase platform. And then from there, we have 1 row of nothing, and then we have 1 row of only phase platforms. There we go. And then we have 1 row of no tiles at all. Okay. From there, if we keep going up, from there, we have 1 row of just normal tiles, and then we have this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Is that correct? No, that doesn't seem correct. Hold on. Why doesn't that seem correct? What have I done? So these 2 are correct. Then it's 1, 2, nothing. Then it's 1, 2 here. Then it's 1, nothing. 3 falling tiles. And 3 of nothing. And then it's 1 tile of normals. Huh, no, that is correct. Okay. And then it's a falling tile, a falling tile, a falling tile, a falling tile, and a falling tile. Which means replace it by phase platform. And then that is it, I believe, yeah. But then something here doesn't make sense. Oh, I see it, yeah, okay. So I haven't been too kind on myself in terms of level design, in terms of making it functional within the editor. Because in reality, I've counted this one as a row, which is not. This one is a row. because this is just a static mesh. This is not a blueprint, but this is. So I need to make sure that 1, 2, yeah. So these two need to go back to. Actually, can I just reset some of these things? Okay, why is this nothing? Why have I got nothing here? Well, oh shit, hold on. There we go. Let's make sure we add these in again. There we go. All right, now we can restart it because I was stupid. So this is not a row. This is the first row, which means that 1, 2, 3. Face platform. 1, 2, 3. Face platforms. And then after that, it was 1 row of nothing, or 1 row of normal tiles, then a row of face platforms again, then a row of actually no tiles, then an empty row of normal tiles, which then starts here with the face platforms. There we go. And now we actually end up all the way at the end, right? Because these last 9 tiles are normal tiles. Okay, now if we save that and we go back into our persistent level for level 6, and then we look at the very first, I'm just going to full screen this again, and we look at the very first level streaming volume, we go into window, then into levels, which means then we need to, this has been a long time, I have to make it current, and then I also have to go in here. Oops, nope. How did I do that again? Oh yeah, add existing. Here we go. Right. And then we add this one. Yes, I definitely agree. It'd be awesome if I could just dynamically read stuff from a JSON file. That'd be so cool. But just the thought of making that functional just breaks my brain. It is something that I'd love to do. Like, really. I'd love to do that. But I just don't think I could. Well, I'm sure that I could with enough practice and stuff. But, yeah. It'd be really nice if I could do it that way. Because then making changes would be really easy as well. That'd make it so much less time consuming. And then we make sure that we make this current again. Oh no, actually, wait. Like that. Then we check level details, and then we make sure that this is linked to. Oh nope. Hold on. Hold up. I need to make sure. What is the X for this is 2550, and the X for this is 8400. Okay, let's make this one go to 8400, and then we stream volume 1 to 2550. There we go. Now it's actually right, because else we're going to link stuff up weirdly. Let me update that inside of the template as well, because else I'm going to keep making that mistake. So this one goes to 8400, and this one goes to 2550. Let's check that out. Let's save it, and let's push it. Change, updated the order of the level streaming volumes. Okay. I've worked for about 20 years as a software developer before going to study game programming, so I would definitely go dynamic. Yeah, yeah, I totally understand your recommendation, and I totally would. I'm just, oh man, it's a scary thought. Okay, so yeah, so now what we essentially have, seeing as we've added the level now, I'm not sure if it overlaps. Does it overlap? Nope, I don't see any Z fighting going on, so probably not. We need to go back into levels. We need to go into the details. We need to add a volume, namely volume 1. Okay. Yep, And then actually for this one specifically, we can actually say that these two are initially loaded and visible. Because it's the first one the player will run into, so it automatically will be. So now, if we go through that... Oh, interesting. I forgot how these work. I forgot how these sections worked. How this mechanic worked. It is a little wonky. Wait. Oh, I don't even remove the collision for these. I'm just removing the mesh for some reason. What is going on there? Phase platform. Let's see. This old ass blueprint that I even didn't bother to finish commenting. Okay, so platform is revealed. It calculates the start and end rotation points. And then it lerps between the two. And then when it's done, it'll set the visibility. It'll set the tramp visibility. In case it has one, which it doesn't at the moment. But it only does this. Right. But I'm not actually... I'm only doing this to the collision. Why am I not just doing it to the whole thing? I suppose because I never really had to. No, because collision always said I haven't implemented any platforms that break away or fall away or whatever. But this is an easy fix. I can just take the not the activation box. I can take the I don't want to destroy the actor because that is going to break some things. But I can. Yeah, I can, I believe, on runtime change the collision. Here we go. Yep. I feel like there might be something wrong with this approach, but we're gonna find out. Yep, check it out. Cool. Save. Alright, let's try that shit again. Right. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Okay, now it works. Cool. But that means, there we go, so player gonna gets a chance to... I feel like some of these might be a little too close together in terms of level design, right? Because the player almost gets no breathing chance, right? So it's like falling platforms, falling platforms, falling platforms, hole, which is a little wonky. So let's go into our level design, and let's change that. So let's make sure that instead of putting this here, let's put them like this so the player can walk right in between. And then we're just going to remove these as a whole, I think. Or we might even just put the extra falling platform in the middle there. Yeah, let's try that change first. I wish I could open up multiple levels at the same time, but Unreal doesn't allow that. You can only open up one level at the same time. Yeah, fortunately it was a simple fix, but I did just think of something that is going to make it a less simple fix. What the hell? Where did you come from? Huh. Oh. Oh. Oh, what the hell? There's so many of them here. Oh, they're gone now. Anyway. So, just to pick up this one. There we go. Oops. I have to move this to the side again. So just to pick this up again, we now have a change. This is not 1, so this is 1, 2, 3. You need to switch position with this guy. Let's move you like that. There we go. And then you need to switch position with this guy. Like that. And you need to just go. You need to just be out of here. There we go. That's all the changes we've made so far. I have thought of another thing that we need to fix for the platforms, but we'll get to that in a moment. So back into the main level we go. I do realize I could have made the changes here, but I'll do it next time. All right, so. Oh, okay. So it does that. It does that. Then it shows us. Oh no. Okay. It's getting better, but it's not perfect yet. Okay. Okay, so I think... So one of the changes I'd like to make to the platforms... I like to make rotation degrees instead of 15. I like to make it 10, because I think 15 is a little too much. So that's one thing I'd like to do. Then additionally, what I like to do... what does this do? So value 0... Value, oh right, this is for the lerp. This is for this stuff. I like that to take a bit less long. I think 0.6 seconds is a little too long. So let's set the entire length to 0.4. And let's increase the number of times that we're doing it. 0.05, oops, like that. And then this one, because what's the space between these? It's okay, it's 0.1. So let's move this to 0.1. This one to 0.15. 0.2. This might be too intense, but we're going to find out. 0.25. 0.3. And then we'll just add a key and add a key. This one goes to 0.35 at a value of 1. And this one goes to 0.4 at a value of 0. Alright, so we save all that. And we go into the level again. Whoa. It looks a little bit intense. It's a little intense. Success. A little too often, I reckon. So let's put this at 0. Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. Let's take 2 of these keys out. Oh, but it might actually also be what we might want to do. Oops. What we might want to do is we might want to make these, instead of linear, we want to make them user-based. Because then we can actually do something in terms of how it rotates. Which, this is always an interesting thing for me. Always a thing where I feel like people can make a lot of like nice, balanced changes to their systems if they add some nice curves to it. Curves always make things better. Right. Okay, so yeah, it already looks a little better, but it still goes too fast. It's still too intense. And it disappears all of a sudden. Yeah, that is evil, isn't it? That is, yeah, that is a little too evil. So we can close our UI. We don't need that anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to essentially take these last 2 keys off. And I'm going to take all of these and move them to the, move them to the right. Actually, hold on. Let's move all of these a little bit like that. So you should now be, I don't know, 0.1. You should now be at 0.2. Whoa. You should be at 0.3. It's getting a little messed up at the moment, but don't worry about that. I can just move this one out of the way. And this one as well. Okay, let's see if doubling that helps a little bit. Definitely helps. Definitely helps. But now it doesn't feel intense enough. It doesn't feel like they're falling. It just feels like they're wiggling and then disappear. I don't need to game mode anymore either. So let's go nice and in between, which is 0.075, which means this one becomes 0.15. This one becomes 0.225. This one is 0.3. And then we add a new key to 0.375 at a value of 1. And then we add an extra key at 0.45 at a value of 0. And we make sure this is a user based key. And then the total length of this is 0.45. That's 0.46. Meant. Nope. Can I press the right number? Apparently not. There we go. All right. So let's see what this does if we add a little more, a little bit more. Okay, that is definitely doing better. Whoa! I need to watch out. Oh no. Okay, you actually get stuck. The physics is causing you to get stuck. Oh no. There's so many. Yeah. Okay. No, that's pretty good. That feels pretty good. That feels pretty nice, because now obviously the next part would be to take that and combine it with some of the other mechanics to create some really evil shit where people will jump away for the falling platform, but then they need to think, oh, but there's going to be a hole after this, so I can't jump into the hole. Okay, alright. So, yes, this is working. Very good. Very good indeed. Now, to finish off this level section, I just need to add, from here, where is it? Just need to take, let's see, this one, 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 plus this one, yeah. I need to copy them, and I need to put them inside of. Oh, I don't want to save these. I didn't change anything. Cool. And I just have to copy them in here, which means they're a little off. Oh. Which means my levels are a little off, actually. Yep. Which means my levels are a little off. Which means I need to move my entire level by, what would it be? This is on the Y250. This is 100, so it's 150 needs to move by. Okay, let's take essentially everything. Let's move it by 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then let's take all of this. Like that. Let's move that back again. There we go. All right, awesome. Because now we can actually reset and redo our times, right? That's kind of the idea. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is working. This is working. I like this mechanic. It's good. It still requires definitely some more juice. Answers like, oh shit. Already failing at my own levels. Excellent. Can I actually finish my level? This might be too intense if I can't finish the level. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Okay. Yeah, this might still be a little too intense, I reckon. So if we just do this real quick, and I most specifically want to take a look at the end bit here. Because it's really when you end up on this one that you then jump and you reach the next one, which is already falling at that point, which you want to avoid, right? So it's a little too intense, but that's okay, because I'll just make this a 0 and I'll make these last 3 a falling platform like that. So that just means I need to remove these 2. I just need to move this one up like so. Oops, that's the Windows key. There we go. Oh no, hold on. Shit, I'm in the wrong row. There we go. These ones need to be deleted. And then this one can be moved up. And then this one needs to be done over there. And then this one can move itself over here. Awesome. Okay, let's see how that plays. Oh, this is an interesting perspective. Talking about point of view. Whoa. Yeah, that's much better. That is much better. Okay, alright. I do realize I now have 2 little arrow icons going on, but hey man, I won't complain. Okay, and I think I know why that is. It's because I copied 1 section too many. 1 row too many. So let's remove those. And let's move them back. Like so. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Alright, so that is the first section for level 1 done. How are we feeling about that? Do we feel like this is interesting enough to keep watching along with, or do we feel like we need to either play some more games and give them feedback? If there's anyone in chat that wants me to check out their game, let me know. I'd love to take a look. Or we can go through the game dev Reddit and see if there's any good questions to answer. We could always also do that. But I'm also happy to keep level designing if you guys feel like this is chill. Okay. So then that brings us to section 2. Also, let me make sure I submit my changes to the falling platform. Change the speed and angle of the platform phase section. Change added a node to make the collision disappear when the timeline finishes. There we go, let's submit that. There we go, awesome. Okay, so we have that. Now going into this one, all I really need to do is save this. And all I really need to do is go into templates, into the streaming level template. I need to actually take everything and move it all to the side by 3 blocks, and then check it out. There we go, and save it. Can I save that? Save, and check it in again, because now actually we have the right offset going on. Change, moved everything by 150 units on Y. Cool, submit. Right, nice. Yeah, good luck on the world building. It is definitely a very fun thing to do. Alright, so now I go into templates, I go here, and I go, and actually I need to just copy them over, like that, copy, and then I make sure I duplicate, sure, and I duplicate it again. There we go. Alright, now we need to rename them. Rename, which is World 1, Level 6, Section 2, Streaming. And then I need to rename this one, which is World 1, Level 6, Section 3, Streaming. So I always put streaming behind it so I know which levels are the streaming levels and which ones are the persistent levels. It's just a nice little thing that I like to do. Maybe it's completely unnecessary, I'm not sure, but I like to do this way. I doubt, but is there any asset which converts C# code to C++ for UE? I don't know. I don't think you're gonna find any like straight conversion. I don't think there's gonna be a case for that. I think I might be completely wrong, but I doubt there's something like that. It's fun, but I can't wait to finish it to really start getting some game mechanics in there to really bring it to life. Yeah, so there's definitely a case to be made for doing mechanics first over world building, because obviously you need your game to be fun before it looks good, right? That's always nice to have. But if you really enjoy the actual environment stuff, then by all means, start there. Okay, which one am I in right now? I need to go into streaming 2. Now, I believe in my level design documents, I put some numbers in there to see how far apart these needed to be. But now I can't remember. So I'm going to go into here. Go into streaming section 2. Where's it located? Oh, there you are. Your starting tile starts at 6,800. Okay. So that means in here, our styling tile is currently at 1,800. So that means I can set this to 5,000 and essentially move it once and then save it. And I'll show you why I'm doing this in a moment. Section 3. Section 3. Even further away. Which starts at, oops, can I not have you? There we go. 12,500. Okay, 12,550. Sorry, 12,550. There we go. I got the right numbers at the end. So that means that for all of these, because we know this one's at 1,800, so now it's at 8,600. No, 6,800. Right. So if we move it again, it'll come up to 11,800. So that means at that point we just need to add 500 to get to 12.3. Then we need to add 100 twice. 1, 2, and then another 50. Oops. There we go. Because now the first tile will be at 12,550. Nice. Solid. Okay, then the last one we need to do inside of here is to select everything. Where is it? There it is. Just check where this tile is at. This tile is at 18,300. Very good. There are products that convert C# to C++, but those are built for native code, not for Unity to Unreal Engine conversions. Right, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's going to make it a little harder. So this is 18,300. Okay. So we go in here. We select everything. Which means we need to do 3 of these big jumps. 1, 2, 3, because that puts us at 16,800. And we need to get to 18,800, I believe. So that means 2 more of 1,000. Was that the right number? I'm starting to doubt the number now. Oh, it was 18,300 that we need to get to. So I need to go 500 back on this one. Which means we need to support 500. There we go. Okay, so now that I've done that, I can go into my persistent level again. I can actually full screen this. I can go into my levels window. I can, where was that again? I can add existing. I can add these 3 streaming levels to it. I can make sure that this is the current. And I then need to go into the level details for this one. And I need to assign it to level streaming volume 2. Oops. And I just need to do that for all of these. Not all to streaming volume 2, because then they'll all load in at the same time, and that's not what you want. But this is just a setup so that... let me just make sure it's small. So that it loads in and out of memory properly. Okay. Alright, so we save that. We make sure this is make current again. Okay, now we have all of these guys in there, and none of them are Z fighting. Let's make sure we show this in lit view. Okay, let's slow down the camera a bit. Okay, and that is, these all have the 1 gaps in between, but that's okay, because the actor that we need to add there is this beautiful thing, which we just chunk in there like that. Slot it right in. It doesn't work everywhere, because I don't have it set to the right distance. Oops. There we go. And then ultimately the last one over there, like that. Now for the last one, we need to do something special. We need to make sure that this one's ticked so that it knows, that the game knows that this is the last section. And now essentially we have all of our levels streamed in at the right time. And they also load out of the memory at the right time as well. I have a player camera and a playable character. Because it's a first-person walking sim, there isn't really much gameplay going on in terms of combat and stuff like that. Yeah, that's fair. I suppose the main system for your interactions is gonna be your interactive system, right? It's gonna be the system that's gonna tell the player, hey, press E to pick up paper, or to play audio, or to open door, or whatever. That's gonna probably be your main gameplay system. And when those events happen, making sure the right audio plays, making sure the right graphical effects play, you know, stuff like that. That'd be my guess. From what I've heard so far about your game, that seems to be my guess on what the main work is going to be for your system, right? Okay. Okay, so we've got all of these now, which means I can save them, like so. Just need to take a zip. There we go. And then just for the sake of creating visual consistency, I'm going to go into level 1. And I'm going to take the water plane that we're using. I'm just going to add that to level 6. There we go. Very cool. Very awesome. That is starting to look like something already. Very cool. Okay. So now what we have to do is we actually have to design the rest of the level, which is interesting because now I need to familiarize the player with the mechanic of falling platforms, whilst also still keeping moving platforms into the mix. Which means we're going to start with a nice dexterity section like that. And then I'm going to put a fall. No, hold on. Let's give the player a little bit more breathing space. I'm going to put a falling platform there, and a moving out to the left and a moving out to the right platform to the side of each of them. And equally also put a falling platform here and here, and put a platform moving up there, like so. Just to, you know, block the player a little bit, to slow them down in their approach. Now I don't want to make this too difficult yet because it's still familiarization, right? So let's make it a visual mess. So the player has a lot of information to take in. So they need to determine what's most important, and thus remember what is most important. Right, that's kind of the key design pillar that we're trying to stick to. Okay, let's make that happen. Let's put this to the side again, and then let's go all the way to our other bit, which this is still mesh. This is already an actor. Okay. So for our first section, for our first island, I need to get consistent with these terms. For our first island of tiles of platforms, the first row is normal platforms. The second row is falling platforms, the phase ones. Then the third row is normal platforms again. The fourth row is falling platforms again. All right, like that. Then the fifth row is normal. The sixth row is normal. The seventh row is normal. The third row has in the middle a falling platform. And then 2 rows up on the left and the right a falling platform. Just making sure I get those done first. Now, for the other ones, we need the sideways platforms. So we need so these two are sideways platforms. Replace them with sideways platforms, right? And I believe, yeah, I've set this up in a weird way, but for now this is fine. Sorry. Yeah, no, this one needs 250 because it goes to the right, and this one needs minus 250. Okay. Then, hey, UDD65, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Super nice of you. I hope you're having a great day. And then, let's see where we're at right now. So we're in the in-between row. We're like here now. And then we go here, right? Yes, we do. And this one we have to make an up-down platform, which we've got here. So I just need to select them in my content browser. And if I right-click the actor, I can select replace select actors with, and it'll say selection parent up-down platform. Right, that's the one that I'm using. And then I believe my vertical move distance was 200. I believe that's how tall the tiles are. Which is still, you can still jump over it, but it'll take you significantly more time. Right, if you're prepared for it and you can already choose a different path, it's significantly better. Okay, so that one goes up. Then we have 2 rows again, where we have just normal platforms, and then after that we have like a number 5 on a dice shape or layout of falling platforms like that. Did I do that on the right section? Yes, I did. Awesome. Okay, so that means if we were to play right now, let's not do it in this weird aspect ratio. Right, if I were to play it right now, oh yeah, I get my first level section that I still cannot beat at the moment. Oh no, there we go, I can beat it. Very cool. Okay, disappears. Oh, okay, that makes me go slow. This is pretty intense. I realize now, and it's also didn't track the time for some reason. What's going on here? What's happening here? Oh, shit. Why does it change the time to 12 all of a sudden? Huh? What? What is low? Wait a minute. What is this extra volume doing here? That's level finish. That one's fine. Level spawn. What are you doing here? Get out of here. We've only got level spawns here. Which equally is in the wrong place because the timer starts before then. What have I done wrong? Let's go into level 1. Let's just check what the flow is like here. So we get flag, we get a loose row of tiles, we get another loose row of tiles where we get the flag again, or sorry, not the flag, the arrow sign. Then we have our thing. Then we have level spawn. Then it's another row of empty tiles, another row of empty tiles, and then our level starts. Okay. So something went wrong in terms of our setup, which is very much not cool because this is a ball ache to fix. Oh shit, this is a ball ache to fix. Oh, thanks Fafa for the follow, really appreciate it. You've joined at the perfect moment. We are currently having our brains broken by shitty setup that I did months ago, and it's now coming back to bite me in the ass. So you've come at the perfect time. But thank you very much for the follow. I really appreciate that. I hope you're having a great day. How are we going to fix this? Well, more specifically, how am I going to fix this? Have I overlapped something? I have. Haha. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Yes, indeed. So that means I need to move every level section by at least 250. By an extra 250 every subsequent level section. Because else I will not be able to fix this. So that's that's only 150. Whoops. That's now 250. Let's go into level section 3. Let's get all of them. Where is my gizmo? There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. There we go. And level section 4. Okay. Which for this, actually, we can just do 500 once. And then after that, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okie dokie. Right, coming back into our persistent level. That gives us a little bit more space. Okie dokie. Haha, so we were overlapping on things. Because now we're not, right? We're still overlapping on stuff. Huh? How many overlaps are taking place here? Oh, only one. So that means I need to do another 250 to all of them subsequently as well. I believe so. I believe that is indeed the case. So let's go into level section 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Level section 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Level section 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we just skip to 500. And move it once. Then move it back to 50 again. Okay, back into our persistent level. This seems to not fix our issue. Oh no, it does. It does indeed fix our issue. Yeah, now it's right. I think. Because now, if I grab... well, no, it's almost right. Yeah, it's almost right. Because if I go back into level section 1... Oh, sorry, into level 1, sorry. And I show you what it looks like here. We have our finishing platform. So everything up until this tile, including this row of tiles, is part of streaming level 1, right? Everything after that, so that's 1, 2, 3, 3, maybe even 4. Oops, maybe even 4. There it is. No, it's only 2 then. Because we have 1 and then we have 1 with the arrow. Loving the fast load times in Unreal. It's really fucking dope. Yeah, so essentially we have 2 rows. So we have a empty row and we have the actor. Okay. Okay. So that means that right now we can go back into our persistent level. And that means that we can essentially move level section 2 by another 250. But only level section 2. The rest does not have to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now that should fix it. Oh, I've done it on the wrong axes. Yeah, I have done it on the wrong axes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okie dokie. Go back into the persistent level. I am incredibly confused. Is this still overlapping? It is not. And I'm definitely not moving the wrong section. Is this overlapping? No, it's not. If I go back into streaming level 2 and I check out in unlit mode, the end. Oh, the end has an arrow as well. So why doesn't the end have an arrow inside of level 1? I'm so confused. What happened to my shader? Oh, because it's unlit. I feel like you guys are seeing madness in progress. The joys of game development. Can I check out streaming level 1, please? Let's put this into unlit mode. No, streaming level 1 is just... It's just out of the ordinary. What does streaming level 2 look like? Oh, it has the same shit going on. So which one's right? Is it streaming level 1 of level 1 that is doing it right? Or is it streaming level 1 of level 6 that's doing it right? I have no idea. Let's check level 2. Let's see what level 2 does. Level 2 is doing it different again. Okay. I'm going to add a task inside of my Asana. That is called fix the streaming level layouts at the end. I'm gonna do the fixing of this off stream because I cannot imagine that being any level of enjoyable. Priority is pretty high because it's inconsistent. So let's put it at the top. Yeah, I'll do that off stream so you guys don't have to see me go insane. But for now, what we'll do is we'll fix it inside of level 6 so that at the very minimum that one is consistent. So I believe if I just quickly double check, yeah, it is literally just one extra row of tiles. That is literally all it is. Okay. Okie dokie. Actually, oops. Let's just move you forward. And then let's duplicate you and move you backwards. Okay, so I can save that. I can go into level section 2. Where is it? There it is. And then I can essentially duplicate these and move this guy forward. Okay, level section 3. I don't need to select everything. Let's duplicate and move them forward, and then like that. There we go. And then level section 4. There we go. Duplicate and move forward and move this here. Awesome. Okay, then we go into our level 6 again. We make sure to make this go into lit mode. Now, it is almost right. Because, yes, now we have to move everything 250 forward again. Yeah. Well, I say that. Yeah. I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to what I've said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bonzer, hello, I'm new to your stream. I'm just wondering what type of game are you making right now? Well, welcome to stream, Bonzer. Really appreciate the question. I'm going to show you in just a moment, okay? I'm just very quickly updating these coordinates real quick, and then I'll show you what type of game it is, okay? It's just to make sure that I can show a consistent experience. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, because it is a 3D platformer focused on remembering how the level goes, so that you can get a faster and faster time, level time every single time you try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 5? Is that 5? Yes, it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Essentially, that is in basics what it is. So if I just quickly go into the very first level, where I've got a bit more stuff to show, and then just pop into full screen mode, you should be able to see that. Yes, you can. And if I just press Alt P. So yeah, so basically what the game is you are this little orange blob, very much placeholder art, may I add. Everything's placeholder art. And you are essentially completing level sections as you go along. And then if you determine, oh, I could probably do this faster, you hit the faster thing. You might want to dash to actually go a little bit faster. And then you have it faster, and it shows you how much faster you are. And then you can say, okay, fine, I'm happy with that time. And essentially you keep going like that. And basically what's going to happen if I just complete this, if I remember these sections correctly, oops, like that, and then I'm going to keep going and keep going. Oh shit, and die. And that's joys of overestimating your own skills. And then if I get to the end, it's going to show me my total level time. It's going to show me the time per section, the total depths, total jumps, and I can press next level, and it's going to automatically load me into the next level, where the challenge is entirely different. I need to fix this level, I see, but you know. And basically that's the game. That's the game I'm working on, and it's gonna, you know, I'm gonna add some extra layers on top in terms of juice and other things. But this is the current project. It's just called Orange at the moment. So yeah, there you go. So I hope that's a somewhat adequate explanation. And it's very much focused on, you know, an audience of speedrunners and people that just like to perfect their playthrough as they go along. And so every time new types of mechanics get introduced, which will, you know, test the player's agility and dexterity and their ability to remember where tiles go and how it looks after a while. Because at some point you want to get the fastest time, right? That's kind of the idea. Now, because I am good at my own game, I will complete level 3. Level 3 is a difficult one. It's one that I've made pretty difficult. And I see there's a bug with the platforms. They, like, appear from a weird Z position, it seems. They snap into place. Jesus. How often do I stream? So I try to stream, well, I definitely stream once a week. Except for, you know, some weeks, like in a few weeks from now, I'll be on holiday, so I obviously won't be able to stream. But definitely once a week, and then if I can, I'll try and add an extra bonus stream in between as well. Usually on a Wednesday. That is usually the day on which I try to add a little bonus stream. There we go. Oh. God. Ooh, yep, there we go. Nice, awesome. So yeah, so there you go. That's how often I stream. So definitely once a week if I'm not on holiday, which is not very often. So should be once a week every single week. All right. So currently we're working on level 6, which is in here. Hey, Bonzer, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. You get a follow from me. I like to watch this. Thank you for answering my questions. Of course, no worries. If you have any more questions, always just feel free to reach out. It's not a problem. I really enjoy streaming, so I'm happy you enjoy watching. That's really great. You're studying as a level designer at the moment. Okay, where are you studying? If you're comfortable with sharing that information, you obviously don't have to share it if you don't want to. But I'm very curious to to hear that because. Game Assembly. Oh, nice. Okay, so I haven't heard much about Game Assembly. What's your experience with it? Did you like it? Are you enjoying yourself? Because that's obviously the most important part, right? Going into level 6. Now the only thing I have to do is just copy this over again. Oh no, I don't need to copy it over. It's already here. Like that. But I see that I've actually moved things too far. Yeah, so that means I can actually keep this here. Yeah, and the rest will come in a second. Okay. Yeah, so level section 3 needs to move 250 back actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then level section 4 needs to move back by 1,000 because I put that way too far forward. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Have I got that right now? I believe so. I just need to move this one over there. Awesome. And I believe there's no more overlap happening here, is there? Set this back to 50. No, does not appear to be any overlap. Nope. Cool. Love it. Great teachers, great school. That's really great to hear. That's really, really super. So personally, I studied at Aws in the Netherlands, the Breda University of Applied Sciences. And I know that the Game Assembly is one of the schools that also ranks pretty high in terms of its game scores. So that's really cool to hear. Really awesome. Which year are you in now? Is this like your starting year, or is it or have you done more level design stuff already? Right, I believe all of these are correct now. Oh no, they're not. There's still something going wrong here. Yep, there's still something going wrong. Ah, shit. Yeah, this is supposed to... Yeah, so section 2... in unlit mode. No, it's not section 2. A little confused. A little bit confused. Doesn't the shader look pretty in unlit mode? Very nice. So this for one needs to move here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and move everything in streaming 2 by 250 up. Sorry, not up, away. And I just got to do the same for all the other ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So Y, yeah, it's first year student, and you learn a lot there, and the structure school's great. That's really great to hear. That's really, really solid. Yeah, no, that's really, really cool. That's really awesome. So cool to see that there are more and more game development studies coming out now. That's like, it's so awesome. Because I very much remember when a few years ago, when I started, 6 years ago, 6 years ago, when I started, I basically only had the choice of either the Netherlands or I had to go like to, I think it was the UK at 1, I think. And then in America there were a few, of course, and in Australia there's one, I think, or Belgium, I think there's one. But that was kind of it. Maybe the one in Finland also existed, but I never really looked. And maybe the one in Sweden also existed, right? That could totally be the case. But I'm just happy that there's so many more people actually studying games now, because we totally need it. What is this? Level spawn 5. Why is it there? I don't know where this is coming from. No idea where this is coming from. Oh, but now we don't have a level start volume anymore. So we need to move that into its correct. Because do we have level start volumes at the other ones? We do. Are they just integrated inside of the streaming volumes? Well, apparently not in this one. But what about streaming volume 3? Does it have it? It does. Huh. Interesting. So let's delete oops. Let's delete this one. And let's instead add a level spawn inside of here. It's all the way over there. Here we go. All right, there we go. Awesome. Very cool. Is this now right? I suppose it would be. It just means I need to go back into here and move stuff around again. Oh yeah. I can move basically oh no, wait, no. I only have to move section 3. Streaming level 3. That's the only one I need to move. Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I definitely need to make the level setup a little easier, I can tell. Let's make this move back to lit mode. Alright, so all of this is looking fine. This is now also fine. This is not fine. Because this is an extra row now. I am so confused. I feel like I'm genuinely going insane. Okay, let's move level section 2 back by 250. Surely this will be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bonk. Now. You're correct. You were correct. You have a level spawn as well. You're correct with your level spawn, and you are correct. You don't need a level spawn. And you also have a level. Okay, cool. Now we have everything correct. Cool. Now the setup is right. Very awesome. Okay. Oh, shit. I need to remember what this level is again. Oh. Can't catch me. Can't catch me. Nice. Can't catch me. I know exactly how this level goes. No! Shit. Almost. Almost. This is, I'm gonna look forward to people, seeing people play my game and just absolutely hate the level design. because of how evil it is. I am so looking forward to that. Oh, it seems that the levels are loading out a little bit prematurely. Yeah, I saw one of the levels load out pretty prematurely. Let's have a look, see. So this one... Ooh. No, that should be okay. When does the next one load out? See, that's a little too soon. So let's move that a slight bit. Just like that. Then... Oops, wrong one. This one. When does it load out? Yeah, that loads out too soon. That loads out way too soon. There we go. And then the last one is actually also way too soon in terms of exiting the memory stack. Okay, cool. Okay, alright, awesome. Now that means that we can add our last two level sections. We can design those and add them in, and then we basically have another level designed. Yeah, because that's what we were doing. Okay, so we can go into here. So mechanic with a twist. Mechanic with a twist. Let's see, how can we twist our disappearing phase platforms? How do we do that? What company have I worked for? Yeah, no, it's totally cool. If there's a question that I don't answer, I'll let you know. Don't worry about it. So I've worked for Sumo Digital in the UK in Sheffield, where I worked on Sackboy: A Big Adventure for PS5, which was really, really dope. That was my internship. Well, it started as an internship, became a job, right? So it was really awesome. I had two of the greatest mentors I could have ever imagined, and I did that as a producer. I still am a producer nowadays. I just like to also get into programming, and I've also been trained as a designer in school, but I never really pursued it as a job. So I've done that. After that, I went out of the industry for a bit because I was like, damn, these 60-hour weeks, they're something. So I figured surely a different industry has their shit together, and I definitely won't be doing any overtime there. So I went into websites and commercials as a project manager. And that was... The people were pretty fun. Not nearly as fun as game dev people, though. But they're still a lot of fun. They're still really great friends. But the work was just so uninspiring. I was not feeling inspired at all. So I decided at some point last year that I was missing something, and that something was games. And so I started applying again for a producer position, and I got one 2 months ago at a new company, at Abstraction. And just a disclaimer: my opinions do not reflect the opinions of my employer. But yeah, you know. So that's where I'm working out on a unannounced project. So, and I'm fully under NDA, so I will not say anything else. But that's what I've done so far. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an insight. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Okay, so with a twist, let's I kind of like the dexterity section we had going on here. So I'm going to be a little more evil, and what I'm gonna do, just to mess with people, because this is like a good challenge area, right? That's kind of what you want. We're gonna put some twisties here, and then we're gonna basically remove one here and make this a left moving and this a right moving platform. And then to give a little bit of breathing space, because I don't want to overwhelm the players at the moment. So I'm going to give them a little bit of breathing space with 3 normal tiles. And then do something like this. I feel like. I think that's the best thing to do, I reckon. And remove these side tiles so they can't just jump from there to there, right? That's kind of the idea. Okay, so that means that we have to go into section 3, which is here. So this is a static mesh, static mesh, static mesh, so it starts here. Cool. Then let's move it to like this. Where do we start? Okay, so our second row is entirely made of face platforms. Our fourth row is no tiles at all. Then our fifth row is again entirely face platforms. Then our sixth row is normal platforms. Awesome. Then our seventh row has one missing in the middle and sideways moving platforms to the left and to the right. Minus 250 and 250, like that. And then we have 3 rows of just normal platforms. Awesome. And then after that, we have since you have one missing here, one missing here, and one missing here. And then we can select these tiles. Oh, hold on. I've messed something up. What have I messed up specifically? So after the missing tile, we have 3 rows of nothing. And then we have phase ones, phase, and phase. But that is 1 row too far. So where have I gone wrong? Let's check again. This is a static mesh and this is a blueprint. So once we start with the blueprints, it's a single row of nothing, a row of wobbly ones, a row of simple platforms, a row of nothing, a row of wobbly phase platforms, a row of nothing. Ah, I've let 1 row too many in between here. That's the problem. So let's move these back. And let's reintroduce these without you. Pretty please. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Do you know a good website where they focus on level design tips and tricks, like a community something? No, not necessarily. But I do know, and that might be interesting if I can find it again. Oh boy, where am I going to find this resource? Because I just remember it existing. I don't exactly remember where it's located. But I believe if I just quickly Google it on the side here. Yes. Thank you. I found it. Yes. So there's this thing called NoClip. If you're not aware of this, this is excellent. If you're, you don't even have to be into Nintendo games, but if you're just curious about level design in general. So some of the stuff that you can do here, if we just go into, let's go into Kirby's Return to Dreamland, and let's go into level 1. So you can actually see how the levels were built up. Entirely, right? Both from an art and from a level design perspective. If I take something that I'm a little more familiar with, so Super Mario Galaxy, for example, and I go to the Good Egg Galaxy, give it a second to load. Look at that. So this allows you to essentially see how these levels were built up, which informs a lot of your level design capabilities, right? And so if I just quickly increase my camera speed a little, here, you know that at some point Mario's going to get here. And you can basically check out how these levels were built up. So both from a technical perspective, but also from a level design perspective, it is just really nice that you can do this kind of stuff. Now, if you want to have something even a little more explicit, a little more clear, So Portal, because it's not just Nintendo stuff. If I go into Test Chamber 13, I don't know which one this is, but it's no doubt a good one. Yeah, so this stuff, if I can just find the inside, oh, there we go. So this stuff is really awesome. Because if I just keep following the level, you basically get to entirely analyze every single level of some of the greatest games ever made and just check out how they did stuff and why they've done certain things. And so this is always a really cool website to recommend to people. Is there credits that I can see anywhere? Yeah, so whoever this Jasper person is, they've made this. It is really, really cool. And overall, I definitely recommend it. They've got some really cool stuff as well. They have GTA in here. They've got Half-Life. They got most of the Mario Karts. Super Mario Odyssey was apparently added recently, which is pretty cool. I hated Super Mario Odyssey, to be honest. I did not enjoy it, but that's a different conversation for a different time. Oh god, it is loading in a lot of stuff. Oh god, yeah. So yeah, this is one of the T-Rex. Oh, this is one of the mini games, right? Look at that, excellent, absolutely amazing. If I open up just a better thing though, if I go into Cascade Kingdom. Yeah, it's a really cool website. There is so much stuff here. Also, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, amazing. Can't wait to look at those levels. Yeah, no worries. This is something I found out about I think 1 or 2 years ago. A friend sent it my way, and it's such a useful tool. It's because it gives you the freeform camera, right? It gives you the ability to actually just inspect every little detail as much as possible, and also this gives you a consideration of how much lighting matters and how much shaders matter. Because if you compare this to Super Mario Odyssey 1, Level 1 or World 1, I don't know how they refer to it. If you check some of the images, maybe I can slightly recreate this image. Yeah, it's kind of like this-ish. The difference is incredible. Lighting and shaders, everybody. That's what makes this work. Amazing. Anyway, that's what I recommend. So it's just called noclip.website. That's the one. That's the one where I tend to go if I want to analyze something. Did I do this all now? Yeah, because this one's now, yeah, okay. So then we have 3 layers of nothing. And then after that, we select our phase platforms, which now end up correctly. So I can replace those with the phase platform, and I can remove the ones on the side. This one and this one. Okay, let's see how that plays. I have to restart every single section, but I do that on purpose so that I can get a good feeling for every single level section the more I play it, right? That's kind of the idea. Because as a level designer, you want to have your decisions be informed by constant play. And the only way you're going to find some things is by playing them over and over and over. I can't tell if that level section was any good, to be honest. Okay, yeah, it is. It's a little tricky. It's a little devious, if you will. Oh, there we go. Very nice. Yeah, the last section of that level section sucks a bit. It's not very fun. This is kind of cool because it takes quite a bit of a skill jump there. Oh, bollocks. Like that. Then the platform's moving sideways. I don't think it matters too much because I haven't forced the player to go left or right yet. I'm essentially saying, you can stay in the middle, don't worry about it. And then the last stuff is just a bit meh. It's not very good. Okay. So let's redesign that a little bit. I think this is fine. I think the skill jump is fine. It's just that this is not very good. Or not very impactful at the moment. But if I remove this tile, then it will be, because then the player has no chance of landing there. So I just gotta go back. And then after the gap, this one needs to be removed. Now it'll be forced to go left or right, which means they'll automatically run into the sideways platforms. Okay, that solves that problem for now. Until I test it with users, obviously. Then we have a section of just nothing happening. I think I want to add a few extra falling platforms here. Like that. I reckon that's probably the best approach. So this one and this one need to be changed into face platforms. Okay, now let's try and play it from here so we can just get started instantly. Oh, oops, let's make sure we actually have a somewhat proper camera angle. Because play from here is a little tricky from time to time. So it removes that. Yeah, okay, yeah. So then you're forced to actually move into... but I broke the level flow. Because I didn't just start from the start like an idiot. Ooh, yep. Oh, yeah. Okay, very cool. Okay, cool. Awesome. Oh, shit. Remember, we gotta go to the left here. Very cool. And then I'm a little confused there. Did the extra wobble platforms actually activate? Doesn't appear to be the case. Yeah, this one should be a wobbly one. And so should this one. Did I not change them? Huh. Apparently not. Replace with face platform. Okay, let's try that again. Ooh, yep. Nice. I got myself. Very good. I managed to catch myself off guard. I can tell that my design pillars are working. Okay. I don't think so. The up-down platform moves up very suddenly. I need to fix that. Okay. There we go. Now they're moving. There we go. Okay. Alright. This feels a little better already. But we'll see how much better it actually is when we get some users on this, right? Okay. I'm just going to go into Asana and just quickly leave a note for myself. Finish level section for level design. Right. There we go. Alright. Comment that. Okay. All right, so we have streamed for nearly 3 hours now, which is generally speaking a little bit of my maximum, because it makes sure that I'm still nice and chatty and I don't get too tired. And and I don't want to, I don't want to stay on for too long. I wouldn't want to bore anyone. So I just want to say to everyone that followed today, thank you so much for following. To everyone that has chimed in and had a chat and that's here, and to all of you that's watching, you're all awesome. Thank you so much. If you want to have more chats with me, also while we're off stream, then obviously you can join the Discord. You obviously don't have to either. You can just do that if you think that's useful for you. And beyond that, I just want to thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next stream, which will be either next week, Saturday, or maybe on upcoming Wednesday if I've got the time. But either way, thank you so much to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all later. Thank you. Bye-bye.